Hey, we're Ashley and Colin, and this is our van. During quarantine, we decided to convert this old work van into our new weekend getaway. In the past 2 videos, we cleaned her up and laid new floor. Follow along to see what we do next. So this starts week 3 of our van build, and we kind of got set back a little bit because I ordered the windows last week, and it is the middle of May, and they're not supposed to get here until like the middle of June or end of June. So we kind of redid our plans for what this week was supposed to be. We started work on the outside since we had some time just around to do more stuff while we wait for windows. We dyed the bumpers and made them black, and also the fenders that go around the wheel. We also plan to continue that line and do truck bed liner paint on the bottom, just for more protection.
And to cover up some of the scruffs that are here from the previous drivers. Looks like they hit a couple things, so
a couple buses or cones, something.
There's
a
little bit of surface rust that we cleaned up, that we're going to essentially clean up some more and then cover up with the truck bed liner.
And of course, we still got some vinyl to take off.
This is all that's left.
Ending process. Hopefully this week it completely comes off.
This part is like baked on and so brittle that it doesn't come off in sheets. It just comes off in pieces. So essentially you have to almost melt it and scrape it off. So
we're also taking our first long trip in the van today, so we're gonna see how she holds up. And while we are taking the trip, I'm going to start the wiring diagram so we have something to follow, and maybe we can start that while we wait on our windows.
Long trip being, we're going about 2 hours from Charlotte to Asheville to go visit my parents because we haven't seen them in a few months.
And that's where we're at, so keep watching. So today we're going to work on putting the fan in. That's where we're gonna put it. So we're gonna cut the hole out for that, and I'm going to work on the outside of the van to finish that up, painting it, because the rest of the week is supposed to rain. So I wanna get all this out of the way before it rains. Just like that, we have air.
So while I was working inside, Ashley put a nice coat of truck bed liner here on the bottom section of it. We had some scratches and stuff from before, which we needed to cover up because they were down to bare metal and rusting. But also, given that we're going to be kind of adventuring with the van and we don't know where we're going to end up, the lower panel we want to give a little bit more protection to. So we added a little bit of contrasting color just to give the van a little bit of a pop compared to all the other white vans that are out there right now, until we're able to get it painted. So I am beginning framing the studs for the side of the van, which everything will attach to. For what I was able to research and look up it seems to be that a lot of people use a 1x4 for their studs to attach their cabinets and various other items to. I'm going to have 8 on this side, and then there'll be 6 on this side. There won't be one for the door for obvious reasons. There's going to be a window right here, so I have marked out where a stud will be, but I don't want to cover the window up. So it's going to be a short stud, and then a short stud, full length, and so on. Again, in the back, there are going to be a couple windows, so half studs there. And then for the ceiling here, because I'm tall, I'm 6'2", and I'm already touching without the paneling in. To maximize the height for the ceiling, I'm going to be attaching a 1.5 by 1.5 square block right here. That's going to run the length. Instead of attaching a piece of wood to the bottom, the roof paneling can almost butt right up to this and have something to screw into instead of screwing into the metal cross beams every so often. So I'm going to get to it. It's a little hot in the van. We installed the fan, but it's not wired yet. So it's working to provide some cross breeze. This door is not open because Ashley's painting outside. So I'm going to crack the windows. Actually, I'm going to open the windows. So let me get to it.
I hope I'm in focus. We're going to start working on our cabinets today. We're going to go buy some wood. We're thinking about just using 2x4s and some thin plywood for the sides. We want to keep it really light. We thought about buying cabinets that were pre-made, but the problem with that is it's going to add way too much weight to the van, and we want to keep our van pretty light. We decided to start framing before we wire because we want to make sure everything's going to fit where we want to place it inside the frame, and then we're going to run the wiring through the framing, and then we're going to do the walls. So we have the base of our cabinet, and now I'm trying to figure out what our next steps are. Doing some math. It's raining a ton outside, so I'm standing here. So I tried to do a time lapse. We got a little bit, but there's no way we could film while we were making it. But we have a cabinet! A lot of sweat and tears, but we got it.
It's not perfect. We made some mistakes. It's the first piece of furniture we made. Well, carpentry we made for the van. So don't be too critical in the comments about it, but it is what it is. So we're going to have 2 drawers at the top and then 2 doors at the bottom, and this will essentially be in the van, and I'll kind of tell you what's going to be in it when we get it in there. So essentially, when you come in from the door, the side door, this is the cabinet you're going to see. So maybe we shouldn't have started with it the first thing we ever built, but it is what it is. So in this side is going to be our battery bank, and on this side is going to be the larger electronic pieces like the DC to DC charger, solar controller, bus bars and stuff like that. And then it's going to run up, the wiring is going to run up to an overhead cabinet, which is going to have the switch panel, the fuses, and the battery monitor and stuff. So we put in drawers because we wanted a little bit of storage for the kitchen stuff, because the kitchen will be right here. So we got to get a countertop. Next to it will be, kind of hard to tell, but next to it will be the shower. So shower right there.
Well, that's it for week 3, and join us next week when we start on our ceiling and then we finish up some more cabinets.